Good morning, children. Welcome to today's section. Children, today let's discuss some programs from tuples. Okay, see the first program. Write a program to input a 4-element tuple and unpack it to 4 variables. Then recreate the tuple with elements swapped as first element with third and second element with the fourth element. That is the question. Okay, so to do this, first we have to read one tuple. So here tuple is equal to EVAL input, enter a 4-element tuple. Okay, so this EVAL function, whatever you read by using this input function will be a string variable or a string element. So to convert this string into integer, we can use this EVAL function. EVAL function will convert string variable into integer. Then for variables A, B, C, D is equal to tuple. Okay, so here we are entering 4-elemented tuple. Okay, that's why here we are declaring 4 variables A, B, C, D. Okay, A, B, C, D is equal to means first variable will assign to A, second variable to B, third variable to C, and fourth variable to D. Then print the tuple unpacked in. Okay, A, B, C, D. Okay, then tuple is equal to C, D, A, B. Okay, C, D, A, B means see tuple after swapping elements. The elements will be swapped. Okay, C, D, A, B means the elements will be swapped. Okay, the swapped elements will be assigned to tuple. That is, C will assign it first, then D, then A, then B. Okay, children. So this is a program to swap the elements. Okay. See, now I show you the output. See the output. Enter a 4-element tuple. So here I am entering 10, 20, 30 and 40. Then tuple unpacked in. Okay, the unpacked elements. Okay, 20, 10, 20, 30, 40. Then after swapping 30, 40, 10, 20. Okay, third element swapped with the first element. Okay, second element swapped with the fourth element. Okay, children. Now what is meant by this packing and unpacking? Forming a tuple from individual values is called packing. Okay, forming a tuple from individual values is called packing. And creating individual values from a tuple's elements is called unpacking. Okay, children. Creating individual values. Okay, so when we enter this tuple, we create the individual elements from this tuple. That one is called unpacking. Then our next example is write a program to input a tuple and check if it contains the all elements as same. Okay, just to check whether all the elements are same or not. So first we have to read one tuple by using tuple is equal to EVAL input enter a tuple. Then ln is a variable to find length of tuple. So ln is equal to len of tuple. Then num is equal to tup dot count of tup of 0. Tup of 0 means first element. So it will check with the first element. Okay, tup dot count means it will check how many times this element is present in this tuple. Okay, then it will check if num is equal to nlen. Okay, so here this num will store number of times the first element occurred in the tuple and ln is the length of the tuple. Okay, then it will check num is equivalent to ln. Okay, num is equivalent to ln. That means when num is equivalent to ln means the tuple will contain same type of elements or same elements. Okay, then it will print tuple contains all the same elements. Otherwise print tuple contain different elements. Okay. See here. Now I show you the output. See, first I enter a tuple 10, 10, 10, 10. Okay, see here, tuple contain all the same elements. So count of 0 will return as 4 and count length of this tuple is 4. 4 equal to 4 means all the elements are same. That's why it printed tuple contains all the same elements. When I give different types of elements, see here 10, 20, 30, 40. Then it will print a tuple containing different elements. Okay, then count, the function count, okay, it returns the count of a member element or object in a given sequence. Okay, the sequence will be a list or tuple. Okay, how many times this element or that object is occurred in a list or tuple is called count. I will show you one more example by using this count concept. See here, write a program to check if a tuple contains any duplicate elements. Okay, so here first we read one tuple by using tuple is equal to AVAL input enter a tuple. Okay, so we can enter one tuple. That tuple will assign to the variable tuple. Then for loop for E1 in tuple. Okay, for E1 in tuple, then check if tuple.count of E1 greater than 1. Okay, that is each variable will check. Okay, for E1 in tuple means first it will take first variable, then second variable, then third variable, like that. Okay, when count of that variable is greater than 1 means that element is occurred in more than one time. Okay, so it will print it contains duplicate elements. Okay, after that it break from the loop. Okay, when it contains any duplicate elements, then no need to do the iteration again and again. Okay, so we can break from the loop. See the output, enter a tuple 10, 20, 10, 30. So here 10 occurred in 2 times. That's why it print contains duplicate elements. Okay, children, so now I believe you got the concept of how to use this count. Okay, see one more program. Write a program to check if the element in the first half of a tuple are sorted in ascending order or not. Okay, just to check first half is sorted in ascending order or not. See here, tuple is equal to EVAL input enter a tuple. Then ln is equal to len of tuple. Okay, mid is equal to int of ln by 2. See here, this ln store length of the variable. But when we divide this length by 2, when we use this division operator, that operator always return a floating point value. So we have to convert this floating point value into integer. That's why here we are using int of ln by 2. Then it check ln mod 2 is equivalent to 1. Okay, ln mod 2 is equal to 1. Then when that condition is satisfied, the midpoint will be mid plus 1. Okay, then half is equal to tuple of colon mid. Okay, tuple of colon mid. Okay, so from first to midpoint. Okay, that is when we enter a 4 elemented array, then the midpoint will be 3. So it will take from 0 to 3, that is 0, 1, 2. Okay, children, then the last element would not count when we using this slicing operator. Okay, whatever the value of mid, that element would not consider. Okay, then it check if sorted of half is equivalent to list of tuple of mid. Okay, sorter, this sorter function will check whether these elements are sorted or not. Okay, if that condition is satisfied means that elements are in ascending order. See, sorted of half, here we didn't mention the ascending or descending. When we mention this descending, then it will check whether it is sorted in descending order. Here nothing we mentioned in this parenthesis. Okay, only the variable is send. That's why it will check whether that elements are sorted in ascending order. So it will print the first half is sorted. Else, if the condition is not satisfied, then it will come to this else statement, then print. First half is not sorted. See the example. Output, okay, output for this program, enter a tuple. Okay, here we are entering 1 2 3 4 3 7 6. Okay, so first half is sorted. Here it's very clear that first half is sorted. Okay, children, so these are the programs from the tuple section. So now I believe these programs are very clear. All are very simple programs. So don't forget to copy these programs into your notebook. You have to do all these programs in your own systems. Okay, or you write and study, don't read and study. When you write and study, then only the indentation will be very clear in your mind. Okay, children, see you again with another topic. Till then, bye. Thank you.